Hello everyone, I'm Steven. I'm with Suspicion is Not a Crime Audits, and I'm going to be checking out the Cherokee County, Georgia sort of law enforcement public services area here. First thing I'm going to do is head over and take a look at this sign. We'll see this sign several times here, talking about the guard line, because there is a jail at this facility. So the guard line of the Cherokee County Adult Center. Now notice it says no guns, knives, or weapons allowed on premises. So I don't have any guns, don't have any knives, don't have any weapons. Well, sometimes the officers will say, oh, we fear for our safety, so anything you might have could be a weapon. Well, I understand that. Officer just came by here. Need to get out of the roadway. But I do have a monopod, excuse me, not a tripod. Sure, they'll probably tell me that could be a weapon. In my pockets, the only things I have in my pockets are my phone, which, oh gosh, that could be a weapon, right? I also have a couple of batteries for the camera and the key to my vehicle. So what you're seeing here, you can see the ambulances here, some of the other public safety vehicles here in this parking lot. Doesn't look like there are any personal cars. Oh, there are some personal cars over kind of in the distance there. I'm not gonna go in there. And we're coming up on this little entrance here where you'll see jail intake. So there was a officer who just went in that way. I'm guessing they may have been transporting a suspect of some type there. So here's the jail intake here. Across the street is the animal shelter intake facility. Across the street here, there are no crosswalks except for kind of far down there. I think there are some crosswalks, so hopefully they won't arrest me for jaywalking. Never know how they do these things here. So again, this is the animal shelter. Now it does say parking for shelter guests. All others will be towed. Now I don't have a car here. I've parked a bit away from this facility. Because a lot of times, you know, when you do an audit, they come out and say, where's your car, sir? Where have you parked? How did you get here today? Tell us about your vehicle. Well, my vehicle isn't anywhere close by here, so we'll see. So again, I'm not terribly interested in that. I'm really interested in the officer's response to how they will handle someone doing an audit. And I know someone recently did an audit here. I forget who it was. I remember this older officer came out and, we gotta check people out. We have a right to know what you're doing. Kind of old southerny guy. Wasn't real happy with someone with a camera in the parking lot. So we'll see what happens here. Now this parking lot coming up in front of me here, it looks like this is where the personal vehicles are for the staff at the complex. Now let me actually, before I go over there, I'm gonna cross the street here again, hopefully not get arrested for jaywalking. So again, you can see this is the Cherokee County Public Safety Facility. Okay, and there are some vehicles here. Like that's a government vehicle, the one directly in front of me. That looks like a personal vehicle, and some other personal vehicles over here. Or some of these could be undercover vehicles. We don't really know. So here is the main sign: Cherokee County Adult Detention Center, Sheriff's Office Headquarters, Fire Emergency Services Headquarters, all that good stuff. It's a Saturday, so I'm not sure if there will be that many people around today. So we'll see. I'm going to walk over toward the front door here. Again, I'm not, even if they were open, I'm not planning to go inside. They're probably not open today. Would be my guess, since it's a Saturday, but you never know. Now it says here, okay, so here we go. I'm just looking at the signs here. For security purposes, no smoking. Definitely not smoking. No loitering. Okay, they'll probably tell me I'm loitering. And no cell phone use within 100 feet of the entrance. Now actually I do have my cell phone with me, it's in my pocket, but I'm not using the cell phone, and if I do use it I'll have to make sure that I'm at least 100 feet away, evidently, from the entrance. So again, I'm not going inside, no interest in that whatsoever. I'll walk down this way. And basically go try to stand in the shade a little bit here. So we've got, again, vehicles over here. Looks like there are some personal vehicles here, some official vehicles, that sort of thing. I'm gonna stop here in the shade for just a second here. Gonna stop the recording here for just a minute. Okay, and we're back. So I'm gonna walk over towards these cars in this part of the lot. I'm not going to get too close to the cars because you know how they like to do. We got a call that you were looking into vehicles. Well, I don't even want to get close to that particular discussion. So I'm not going to get too close to the vehicles here. You can see I'm standing a good bit away from them. I'm not going to go up to any vehicles, not going to put my camera in the window. Although that would be legal to do, I'm not really interested in doing that here right now. This is the first time I've audited this facility. Again, there's really not many people here. Probably need to come back during the week when there would be more people around. Oh, the officer just saw me. I'm going to turn back this way. There is an officer who just came in there. But again, I am not near any vehicles. I'm just walking through in the shade. Not near any vehicles. Here are the vehicles. Again, there's an officer over there who pulled up and he was looking over my way. I am not actively seeking a confrontation with any officer. I am simply doing my thing here. If they wish to come and have words with me, that'll be fine. But I'm not going to approach them. So I'm going to go look at this sign over here. Now, here's one thing they'll also try to tell you. This is jail intake, transport, law enforcement, emergency vehicles only. Now, I'm not in a vehicle, so I'm not going to go down any farther there. But if I were to do so, I think it would be legal. Because again, I'm not in a vehicle. I'm not trying to park my car in their area. So I'm going to walk back out this way. There's the jail over there. You can see. And I'm trying to avoid any area where they will come up to me and say, "Hey sir, you're not allowed to be there." Blah 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 blah. Again, this is the first time I've audited this facility. I kind of just want to get a lay of the land here. At some point in the future, you never know, I may decide to come back here and try something a little bit more substantial with it. But we'll see. There's a sign here. I'm not sure what. Okay, here's a sign, I guess, directed at the employees here. It says here, oh, here we go. Wear your belt, wear your vest, watch your speed. Win. What's important now? Remember, complacency kills. Well, complacency is the only thing that kills. As we've seen a lot of officers in this country and other countries take the law into their own hands, literally, by breaking the law and assaulting, and in some cases, yes, killing innocent people. So people like me, people like, you know, Long Island Audit, Jeff Gray, amazing people like that are helping to hold these people accountable. And I'm just sort of trying to do similar things in my area here. Make sure that our public officials are held accountable if they do things they shouldn't be doing. Again, I'm not interested in violating any laws here. There's a parking lot over here that I gotta walk back here earlier. This is where the personal vehicles are for the employees. And again, I'm looking for a sign of some sort. I don't see a sign, so I'm going to look for a sign that says I can't be in here. And if there is such a sign, then I'll vacate. But I didn't see any sort of a sign that said I couldn't be here. Again, I'm not gonna go right up to any vehicles, because again, they'll say I'm looking in the vehicles like I'm going to vandalize them, blah, blah, blah. Not getting close to the vehicles, not too close. I'll walk in between some vehicles, but again, not right up on them. There's a county vehicle there. So this lot is for personal vehicles and county vehicles, it looks like. Again, you now get kind of a nice overall view of the public safety facility here. So again, not that many cars in the lot today because it is the holiday weekend. It's Labor Day weekend 2023. So the main office to the public would be closed. But of course, it's a 24-hour facility because they are public safety officials and they have to keep the jail open, keep office open for, you know, dispatch, 911, and all of that. And when I haven't seen any officers, none have come up to me yet today. But I will tell you that I don't assume that an officer is up to no good just right off the bat. I will show respect to any officer who does his or her job correctly in a respectful manner. I'm not out to get them, you know, I'm not going to try any gotcha stuff with them. I'm actually a certified peace officer in the state of Georgia myself. Worked for 5 years in my previous job in a law enforcement agency. I still maintain my post certification to this date as a peace officer in Georgia. Now there's another sign up this way. I'm gonna go up here. Okay, it says for security purposes again here. No smoking, no loitering, no cell phone use. Again, I don't have my cell phone out, it's in my pocket. There's another sign here. It's the COVID sign. There's another sign. I'm just trying to see what this. Oh, that's the sign of saying that it's going to be closed on the weekend. There, again, there's the facility there. I'll walk down this way. Again, you can see the razor wire there. I've seen a lot of other officers come out and accuse auditors of trying to case the place, you know, for potential escapes. And it's really kind of silly to do deep casing out in the open like this, but certain officers just have a mindset that everyone is always out to hurt them and do nefarious things. Again, there's the guard line sign. This is the entrance here. Again, I'm not going in. That's the visitor's entrance there. Again, I'm not heading inside there. No interest in that. Again, more cars over here. Again, I'm not going to get too close. We got a call. I love that. We got a call that police use all the time, and they may have gotten a call. That's not the issue. It's that the call gives them the reason to violate your rights. Just because someone called and thought they saw something or had a certain complaint, that does not mean that you forfeit your rights. That's not what that means at all. So over here is the firearms training complex. You'll see over here basically the shooting range, because as certified officers, peace officers in Georgia, in order for us to keep our certification, if we're employed in a law enforcement position, we do have to qualify on the range every year. So this is where they do that here in Cherokee. You can see some of the shooting bays kind of in there. So up to this, I'm gonna walk down to this little area down here before I head back to the front. So it looks like this says over here, it says Law Enforcement Training Center. So in Georgia, there are different ways that you can train to become an officer. There is in the central part of the state the Georgia Public Safety Training Center. We call it GPSTIC. If you take the initial GP, TCS, whatever it is, Georgia Public Safety Training Center, we call it GPSTIC. You can get certified there, or you can get certified at training centers for some of the larger law enforcement agencies. Obviously here, looks like they've got their training center here. So if you were hired on by Cherokee County as an officer, you could probably do all your training here rather than have to go to GPSTIC. Over here, this looks like a new facility they're building. Special operations, traffic, and K9 looks like we'll be over here when this is finished. Fleet services in the back up top there. I'm not going to walk up there. Again, here's the training facility. Sheriff's Office Training Center. There you go. So I'm going to start heading back toward the front here. Again, probably a better idea to do an audit when there are people here. But it's not a bad idea to come out when there's not many people, just to kind of get, like I say, a lay of the land, see where things are without running the risk of being bothered too much. So again, there's the gun range over in that area there. And again, over to the left, these are sort of cars parked out next to the training facility over here. Wow, there's an old, looks like an Army half-tracker troop carrier over there. I don't even see that or not. I'm not sure if that's part of the county property or they bought it from the Army. I don't know. You never know with these modern law enforcement agencies what kind of equipment they're going to break out on you. Again, just a lot of sheriff's vehicles and everything. I'm going to walk through the parking lot here one more time. Now, there was an officer over there who pulled up. He kind of glanced my way a little bit. He didn't approach me. I'm going to walk in that area. I'm not going to, you know, seek a confrontation with the officer. He may even be gone. I think I see his car still there. So I'm going to walk back up here. Again, not going to get too close to any cars. Sir, we've got a call that you were looking in vehicles. But you know, looking at a vehicle is not a crime. Now, if you touch the vehicle or reach in there, if its window's open, obviously, those can be crimes. But just looking into a vehicle, but here's what they'll say. That's suspicious activity, sir. You probably heard that from a lot of officers, a lot of auditors. And that's why I named the channel here, Suspicion is Not a Crime. Because in so many instances, an officer will try to detain you for suspicious activity. There's an officer here. There's an officer there, but I'm just walking away, not seeking a confrontation. He did not say anything to me, which is good. I said nothing to him, so I assume we're okay. Here's the vehicle of the officer I saw earlier. He kind of looked my way, but he went back inside the building. See what's going on back here. Nothing really there. Just gonna walk over in the shade here. So that guy is an officer. He's in the car. He's not in his uniform. Not sure what's up with that. Maybe he's undercover. I don't know. I'm just going to go over here and get in the shade for this, you know, September 2nd, I guess. Yeah, a little warm, not as hot as it has been. But he's going back inside, again, not in uniform. But he came up in a vehicle, which could be assigned to him. I'm going to head back up toward the front entrance. Someone parked there. It's like a lady in the white vehicle. I saw her earlier. So there's the officer. It says Special Operations Negotiator on the front. I don't know if you guys can see that. Interesting. So again, this is the detention center, the jail. We've got people here doing whatever they're doing at the jail. Of course, it is, like I said, a holiday weekend, so not really many people here this weekend. Not sure if they have jail visitation on the weekends here. They probably do on the regular weekends, but maybe not a holiday weekend. I'm just not sure. So here's the officer's vehicle that he went inside. He left it running. Just want to get the number. It's 921. Again, I'm not getting too close to the vehicle. There's his tag. "921" is his number. And the vehicle is running. So he stepped inside. He's been in there for a few minutes. The vehicle is running. Just not sure what he's thinking there, but okay. He just came out of the facility behind me. I'm just walking on my merry way here. If he decides to get in his car, just heard him close the door. He may or may not come up behind me. Gonna get some shots of the firearm training complex here. Walk back up this way. He's over there still in his vehicle. Again, hasn't said anything to me. There he is in his vehicle there. I'm going to make sure I cross the road in the crosswalk, again, to avoid any kind of jaywalking nonsense they like to use. Again, I'm going back toward this parking. I'm not going to go necessarily into the parking lot, but I'm looking for a sign that says, you know, unauthorized personnel, prohibited, or something like that. There's no sign, and this looks like this is the only entry into the parking lot. So if they did put a sign, they should put it, you know, here, which obviously they did not. Again, not getting too close to any cars. There are times when I probably will be a little more aggressive with some of these audits, but again, on the holiday weekend when there's really not many people around, it doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. So I'm heading back up toward the animal intake shelter. One more look back at the facility. Officer is about to pass by me here. He did not stop, which is good. He evidently didn't feel like I was any kind of threat, was doing anything nefarious. Didn't feel like I was suspicious. So there you go. So there's my first time coming to audit the Cherokee County public safety facility. No incidents, but again, holiday weekend, not really many people here. Only really saw one officer in uniform in his car, so another officer there out of uniform pull up in a car, and that's really it. Pretty simple stuff. Anyway, sorry there weren't any juicy interactions for you this time, but hopefully we'll have some of those later. Thanks a lot.